I'm bored today, so I decided to make a tier list based off the. I haven't. Let me start this over. Hey guys, this is Gaming Pirate Blue here. Anyway, I was bored today and I was just chilling. I was playing Marvel Snap. I've been playing it a lot, a lot. But I can't cuss in the first 15 seconds. Thank you, YouTube. Anyway, I just made this. I'm just gonna do this for fun. I'm just gonna focus on the one drops and the zero drops right now because there's only two zero drops. So that'll put them all together. I guess I'm. I guess I'll talk about how I feel about each card and their respective decks that I've seen them in, as well as how strong I think the card is already. There are some cards I don't own. I only been playing this for like a month and a half. Okay, I'm only ranked 56 by the way, or yeah, I'm only ranked 56, so I'm not that far. I'm not in the upper echelons, so I'm not. I'm looking at the bottom tier people. The bottom half of us. Hey, what's up? The upper tier people that play with different decks and have your card unlock. What's up? This is something I'm just doing for fun. Let's just get into it. Uh, so first we're gonna Yondu. I like this guy a lot. He messes with a lot of people's decks and he can really ruin up people's combos. I do like how you get to see what the card is destroyed. That makes it a bit more on the fair side. But he can hit really key pieces and ruin some decks well. I'm gonna put him in the A tier just because I like the idea of messing with people's decks. The Hood. The Hood. Oh, I guess. Did I ever say what Yondu does? Yondu takes a lot top card of your opponent's deck and destroys it. That's what he does. So, like I said, he messes with your opponent's deck. The Hood, when you summon him, he reveals he has a 1-drop 6 demon in your hand. The demon has 6 power, really strong, but the Hood itself is -2. But I feel like but the -2 isn't really that big of a neg, and the 1/6 is really strong to some people's decks, especially when you combo him with Carnage. Uh, there's Death Shot. There's another one in Symbiote. And you can get rid of him in Symbiote, but you don't really do that. He's also you can just play Killmonger and get rid of the Hood too later on. I'm gonna put him in B tier because you do need to put effort into getting rid of him, or in the -2 will cost you. Zatu is fucking. I hate this. Oh. At first I was like he's okay, but now I'm like after turn 3, what is the point of this card? I don't like. I like the idea of being able to see what the first three arenas are before your opponent are, but sometimes those arenas don't really matter and they don't really give it to you. I don't just sometimes he doesn't really work with any deck. He's just if you know the information you know. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Half the time, just run Scarlet Witch. So I don't really look at him as that good of a card. I don't have Titania, so I'll skip her for now. Sunspot. I gonna put him in B tier. I think he's a better card than the Hood though. Like some decks I have him in, he gets really high, and some decks I have him low. You just gotta play test him and see how your energy goes with. If you get him high, then you should probably keep him there. If he's out low, then you should probably take him down. Otherwise, he's fairly balanced. Squirrel Girl. If you're going for a wide deck, she's good. Otherwise, that's the only reason why I think you're going to run her. Because a lot of times taking up 3 spots on the board is really rough, especially when you have 12 in total. And all of them aren't 1/1s, so you got to put effort into buffing them as well as getting them stronger. But if you're going wide and have run a bunch of buff dudes, then she's pretty good. But there are better versions of her, like Voltron for one. But compared to what she can do, compared to, but if you're looking just for something like that, then she ain't bad either. Quicksilver, I'm gonna put him in D. I think he's better than Zatu. He's in your opening hand, so you always are guaranteed to have a 1-drop in your hand. Outside of that, he doesn't really do anything. He's not a normal monster, so he doesn't benefit that. He's 1/2, so if you buff him, he gets pretty good. But he just doesn't add a whole lot. But if you're looking for a card, if you're looking to play something always on turn 1, he is your go-to, and he is solid to that alone. I'm actually going to put him bottom C tier. I don't think he needs a buff. He's just not that good. Rocket Raccoon. If he's in your opening hand, his effect is you reveal him. If your opponent played the card on the same location as you did, then he goes up to 1/4. Otherwise, he's just a 1/2, and I consider that to be fine. I don't think he's nutty or nothing, but I think he's good. You do have to play a guessing game, but there are some fields that benefit him, like Marvel's Commander, I think it's called Command Post. On turn 5, everyone must play a card here. So on that, you can get him to 1-4, but it is on turn 5, and you're better off playing other cards. But if you just guess right early game, then you're just kind of ahead already, a tiny bit, not a whole lot. Gunjet. Oh wait, this is a card. I don't actually have Gunjet. But do I not have him? Hold on, I'm checking. Oh, I don't have Quinjet. Sorry, there's a gun on here. Quinjet. I always thought it was Gunjet. Didn't realize that was a Q. I don't have him, so I'm skipping for now. Nova got sort of nerf. He's a 1-1 instead of a 1-2 now. So you working with Carnage. You working with. He plays usually with Bucky. He plays with. Actually, Bucky's right here. Bucky. He plays with Symbiote. I don't know where the hell. I wish it was in order, but I'm just looking at a wall of cards. Maybe I could find Symbiote and Carnage. Nah, I'm giving up. There's no way. Anyway, those are the type of cards that usually play Nova. Him being a 1-1 though now is kind of hurting him a little bit. Not a whole lot. You still play him, but now you're kind of forced to play with Carnage. Oh, Carnage is right here. As well as, you know, like I said, with you can't play him with Symbiote, but you don't benefit as hard. And you can't play him with Death Shot, but you don't benefit as hard either. So I'm gonna bet him in B. You have to play other cards to get him to work with all. While the other three here, you can just play your deck normally. She's Mighty Knight is just a normal monster, so if you run her the normal monster deck, she's good. Otherwise, why would you run her? Maybe if you feel lucky. I don't know. I feel like you have better options in. If you're just looking for a 1-drop that has 2 power, you have better options. But if you're running a normal monster deck, then she's top tier. I don't have Baku. Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is with the movement deck that moves around cards. Once per game, you can move him to a different location after you play him. There's some locations where they're like, you can't play cards here. I know that's one of them. And being able to move a card around out of the way can really be helpful at times. He is pretty good on those options, but he doesn't bring anything else. He does not affect any other card. He just allows you to make room if you need to last second. But he's a good 1-drop to play. Korg, I'm gonna put him in A. Sometimes drawing a rock is the worst feeling in the world. I'm not gonna lie. Especially when I play Mr. Kogi here, Krogi, and they play Jubilee and they get the rock out of their deck. That's where I'm like, yes, that's the greatest feeling in the world. I'm not gonna lie. Or out of Lockjaw, he messes with your opponent's deck, which I found really good. And I don't really find him too overbearing at times, unless you get. What's the one arena? There's an arena that says double the reveal effects, and you get that out. The 2 bricks in your opponent's deck is really good. Otherwise, he can mess with your opponent's draw, and that can really help you in the long run. I'm gonna put Mentis. Mentis has a real effect. Pretty much it's the same as Rocket Raccoon, which if your opponent plays the same card this location, instead of her getting a power boost those, she draws a card from your opponent's deck, which is insanely good because that can, once again, you can ruin a combo. You can mess with them a little bit. However, you do have to call it right, and that's what I'm putting in B tier. She's not going to give you anything. She can give you something good, but she can give you something bad. Usually decks that play with her are with the Collector or the Devil's Dinosaur. Oh, he's right here. Hey. Devil's Dinosaur, or with the. I wish I knew what the Collector was, but there's a lot of cards here, and I'm just like, what? Oh, here's Death Shot. Or is it Deathlock? Death Shot is DC. Oops, it's Deathlock, isn't it? I've been saying Death Shot the whole entire time, haven't I? Is it Death Shot or Deathlock? Deathlock. Oh, my bad. I got Death Shot and Deathlock too. As you can tell, I also love DC. Sorry, I'm kind of I like both sides. I'm not one to the other. Deathlock. Oh man, I'm gonna get fucking hammer on about that. Uh, I probably should have put these in order. Try to grab some of these for examples. What decks to go with? Okay. And his Ultron. Oh, there's Venom. That's a symbiote? Venom. Sorry. Symbiote is self. Symbiote is the thing itself. Oh, here's a collector. Good thing these are single. Collector. So yeah, she's really good in those type of decks with Devil Dinosaur Collector. And just in general, she's good to play too, if you call it right. But if you call it wrong, then you just sit on the 1-2, which is not bad. Iron Fist he's really based off of what cards you play after him. Which I think kind of mix him with the Nova situation. Iron Fist makes a card move to the left. So he's really good with like Human Torch, Duplication Man, Vulture. He helps out with Kraven. He does a lot for the movement deck. So he is like really, really important in that deck. But it really depends on when you play and what turn you play on, so you really have to think. Sometimes it's best not to play Iron Fist at turn 1. Sometimes it's best to play on like turn 3 or 4, so you get a free movement round. Otherwise, just be careful when you play with him. Ice Man is going into A. The amount of times I have been... I think he's better than card. I'll put him below Kirby. I think sometimes upper one card costing your hand to another number is really higher number. It's really annoying because then that can ruin some combos. Nagudo, Wong into Black Panther into Atom. You can ruin that combo. White Tiger making her a 6-drop is really annoying at times. There's just a lot of ways he can just ruin combos. So you don't have to play in turn 1. You can play in turn 3 or 4 or even 5. When your opponent's up to play that big card, you can go, well, turn 4 usually. Turn 5, they're going to play, turn 6, they're going to play the 6-drop. So if you want to play in turn 4, somebody can turn the 5-drop to the 6-drop, and that really messes them up. I don't have Human Torch. Hawkeye, I'm going to put him in B as well. I don't feel like he's... I was, like, feeling... I want to put him C. So, Hawkeye effect is you reveal him. The next card, if you put a card next to him next turn, he goes up to power 3. He gets a +2. But like, do I find that good enough, or is it? Let me make sure it's plus. Yeah, plus. On reveal, if you play a card in here next turn, +2. I'm gonna put him in B. I don't think he's. I think he's better than all these cards, but I don't think he's better than a lot of these cards up here, who offers more. Yeah, that's what I feel. Being a 1/3 is not bad in turn 2. If you know you have a lot of 1-drops and 2-drops, he's really beneficial. If you're running more of a high drop deck, I don't really recommend him. But he's not going to affect in most decks around. He's kind of an okay card at most, I think. I want to make sure I say this dude's names right, because I just got Ebony Maw. His effect is you can't play this card after turn 3. Ongoing, you can't play cards here. The thing is, he's a 1/7, which is really strong early game. So you can save him to turn 3, which is really good. Just on that alone, I'm gonna put him in A. I think I'm gonna put him below because he doesn't do anything to your opponent. He just gives you a big power boost, and sometimes your opponent can catch up on you. But then you got to work on the other 2 fields while they're working on 1. So I think that makes it pretty good. I did not realize how many. Well, there's actually more almost done actually. Electra. Electra effect is on reveal. Destroy a 1 random 1-drop at this location. Like your opponent's side of the location. Sorry. On reveal, destroy a random enemy 1-cost card at this location. Here's the issue. We have Killmonger that destroys all 1-drops. I guess if you run other 1-drops and she's good, But if you don't run any, if you run like 1 or 2 1 drops, and you're more focusing on the mid tier, which I mean the mid game, which is like 2 3 drops, then she's not really that useful. You're better off just running Kill Monitor. I kind of wish she goes up a bit more in power. That's how I'll help her out a little bit. I maybe this card, I can see someone talking to me and be like, no, she's actually good. She's someone in here. Because right now, my stock on her is very low just because I play more Kill Monitor. Deadpool. He is a good 1 drop. On turn 6, if you see him coming, you can counter him pretty easily with either Electra or Killmonger. I'm gonna put him in B. Just because on the fact is, if you go first and you play him on turn 6 and your opponent goes destroy him, then you kind of just you got to put a lot of effort in him to be good. Deadpool's ability is when this card is destroyed, return to your hand double the power. So he goes to 2, he goes to 4, he goes to 6 or 8. Unless you run in Nova, then you can get him up to 2 quickly and then 4 out to 1 destruction, which is that's what a lot of people do. There's also other cards that boost cards very quickly, so you can get him up very high very quickly. But you do need to put in the other cards into him. You do need to put other cards into him to make him work. And like I said, turn 6, if your opponent sees it coming, they can just play Killmonger, and next thing you know it, you're like, oh, I have a 1-drop 32 in my hand and I can't use, and you're kind of just screwed. Otherwise, he can win on the field alone. I lost him a couple times. Agent 13. I'm putting her top for C. You play here, she reveals, you get a random card. You get a random card added to your hand. That's it. The card can be good, the card can be useless. Take it as you want it. In the low tier, I see her a lot because we don't have in the low rank games. I see her a lot because not a lot of people have all the cards. Sometimes the cards you get is good, sometimes the cards are bad, but usually if you make a deck right, you don't need other cards outside of that, unless you are running a hand deck and you're running Mantis and Cable. Ant-Man. Ant-Man's effect is if you let me make sure. If you have 3 other cards here, he gets +3 power. It is an ongoing effect. That makes him 1/4, and in some wide decks that like to go wide with a bunch of 1s and 2-drops, they run Blue Marvel and they run Khazar, who boosts up their attack power. So you can't be sitting on a 1/6, which is pretty good. He's kind of in the same boat with Deadpool. I actually put this unit like in the same boat. If your opponent sees it coming, he can get countered very good by Killmonger. I'm not going to say Killmonger because these are 1-drops, and that's very obvious. But he can get countered by Enchantress. And since he's over at the 4, he can go to 5, 6. And sometimes that can get him in trouble because when you get him to 9, you got to worry about our secret Asian man, Sing Chun-Hu. Sing-Chi. And that can be very dangerous as well. Like I said, I don't have all the cards. I don't know every card in this game. I see some I don't know already. What the hell you do, Oak? Never seen that card before. But he is a powerful card, powerful 1-drop. I think if you build a deck right. Outside of that, though, like I said, just watch out for Enchantress. If your opponent runs Enchantress, he is a good target to hit. Angel, I don't like this card. I don't like this card. Every time I play it, I'm like, oh, cool, your opening hand. This is ass. You can't put it back in the deck with Lockjaw or even... Actually, that's the only way to really get back in the deck. Outside of that, he's just a 1/2 normal monster. His effect is if another card is destroyed, he hits the field from your deck. However, you'd be surprised how often you draw cards out of this deck. You have in total 12 cards, so you start off with 4 after turn 1. So you're down to usually the 4 or 3 cards out of your deck left. So a lot of times you will be drawing him, and it just feels bad. Blade. God, I hate this card. No, be reasonable. Be reasonable. He's not. You have to I lost so many games to this fucking discard deck. I'm gonna put him in S tier. Fuck Blade. Fuck the discard deck. I keep losing to it. I lost 3 games in a row to 3 different people. They're all running discard decks. Blade is a 1-drop with 3 power. His ability is you reveal him, you discard a card from your hand. Doesn't sound as strong, but then the discard deck has Ghost Rider, Black Cat, Hell, H. Hold on, let me make sure. Hella, and it's just really annoying to play against him sometimes. Really, Hellcow as well. The discard deck is not that. It's pretty strong. I think to me it is. Maybe not in, and I'm only ranked 50. Maybe in the higher tiers, the discard deck is not that good. But in the higher tier, and down here in the ranks, is pretty annoying for me. Zero is a pretty good card. I think he's a pretty good combo piece card. He can make a lot of bad effects go really good. Zero's effect is. Do I have Zero actually? Now that I think about it. I don't have him. Oh, well, okay. I was away from. I thought I had him. I don't have him. On reveal, remove the ability to the next card you play. So like, he can make you can play Maul pretty much. You don't have to worry about locking out your field. And there are some negative effects in here. Where is Maximus? If I can find him. God, this is janky as hell. Where is he? Maximus. Pretty much Maximus is a 3-drop 7 power. This is your opponent draws 2 cards. Or he works with Red Skull even. I saw Red Skull. I know I saw that tall lanky bastard. Yeah, here he is. And he works with Red Skull as well. Red Skull says, or odd. You can move over. Or odd team. God, I don't know how to say your name. You're a 4 power. I probably should have went this a little bit more better. I don't know much about Marvel superheroes to be honest, or the Marvel universe to be honest. I just saw this card game and I kind of like it. It is. Is okay. Is that an H or is that 2 T's? Because someone like they split the letter in half. How the hell am I supposed to? Is that an H or 2 T's? Is it Atium? There's a Atiuma. What? Anyway, he can negative effects that are usually good for your opponents. Like Red Skull, who +2 your whole opponent's field, and Maul, who locks you out of your own field. He's a really good combo piece card, and he can work really well. Is that all the 1-drops? Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put yellow. I'm gonna put Wasp in the C tier. She's just a 1-power 0. She's a normal monster. Same as Mighty Knight. So if you run the normal monster deck, she's pretty good. And then Yellow Jacket is really good first turn, but he neg ones your whole entire is it all the locations? Or is it just that location? On reveal, Yellow Jacket inflict your other cards at this location with neg 1 power. Okay, only at that one location. So you get a free 2 power early game. Not the worst thing, but not the best thing in the world. Now I'm gonna talk about the ones I don't have, which I would have done it with Zero, but I think Zero's already a good card. The Human Torch, when this moves double his power, I think I don't have this card, nor do I see this card often in movie decks. I don't know if it's just really hard to get a hold of, but I imagine movement decks they really love this card. He does need other cards to work with, like with Iron Fist, yeah, Iron Fist. Who's that other guy? Oh my god, dude, I'm drawing blanks. The 3-drop. The 3-drop. What am I drawing blanks? Oh my god, I play with him a lot because I like him. Doc. Where is he? Doctor Strange. Here. Oh, by the way, found Maximus. Yeah, the other card I was talking about earlier. Doctor Strange. He works with Iron Fist, like I said. I feel like he's just a good movement card to have in your deck if you focus around that a lot. As well as Herald. I think that's the other one of the other Himadal. Boy, I am saying these names wrong. Then again, I'm far away on my phone. These letters don't really separate that well, to be honest, sometimes. You have next up is Titania. I don't know how I feel about this card when I read it. She's a 1-drop 5, which makes her base power alone the second strongest 1-drop. When any card is played in this location, this card switches sides. I feel like that's bad. Like, why do you want to play with this? I guess it's the first one you feel of the location could really be messed up by this. But then you're both just playing chicken at that point. I don't know how I feel about this card. I don't play with this card a whole. I don't have this card a lot. I've yet to ever see this card being played with. I see Human Torch a couple times, and I see Zero a lot. But this card, I just don't see a whole lot. I don't know if it needs to be made stronger or what, or maybe his effect is really bad. Maybe with Zero is not so bad because you're 1/8, but then if you're going for that, you're better to play with Ball and go to 10 power instead of being 8 power. I just don't find. I think Gunjet is pretty good. He works well in the deck that you want to work. A Quinjet. Sorry, Quinjet. He works well with the deck you want to do. His effect is ongoing. Cards that didn't start your hand that cost 1 less. So if you run Mantis, Cable, Moon Girl, he works well with the Double Dinosaur deck pretty much that I see popping around time to time again. Mavaku. What is the point of this card? Like I read his effect and I went, what? He's a 1-drop 2 power, as you see. If this card is in your deck at the end of the game, it jumps to a random location. What is the point of this card? I don't see a reason why to like this card. I can't. Of all the cards I have so far, and the decks I've made so far, and some I've made fun decks, I'm just going, what is your point? This card just seems really bad. I wish it had an effect that says when it jumps out of the deck, it gets +3 power. Then it would be kind of cool to run it with Lockjaw, or Lock. No, sorry. Or every time this card is played, it gets +2 power. It would have been cool with like with the Beast, Lockjaw, Jubil. Not Jubilife just puts it on the field. Make it where it gets put on the field. There we go. Outside of that, I don't see a point to this card. Maybe someone gets winded to me, but I don't see a point to this card. And then last but not least, uh, Bass, I see it as a really good card. He's a 1/1. On reveal, sets the power of all cards in hand in 3. So if you run like a low cost deck and like all their powers are under the 3, he's really good. So you're mainly going to see him in wide decks. And he only affects your hand. He does not affect your opponent's hand. If he affects both sides, then he'd probably be way too strong, because then that could really mess up a lot of people's decks and hands. Anyway, this is all how I feel about the one drops. If I need to go to a deeper explanation, then I will. How long was I recording for? 28 minutes. That's not bad, actually. So, I'm going to post this on TikTok too and see what kind of reactions I get to as for fun. I'm mainly doing this out of boredom, okay? I don't feel like anything serious about this. I'm just doing this out of fun and how I feel about using these cards. And like I said, there's some I don't own, as I pointed out. I wonder if people have changed my opinion about some cards, and if I think they're stronger or not, but I could be wrong. Anyway, you guys have a good day. Later. I might do 2 drops next.